Well, so I'm doing some more work today with the Ranger. Got to replace the transmission mount. This is what the new one looks like. Don't worry, once I get the old one out, I'll do a side-by-side comparison. But just for posterity, there it is. I actually bought this thing months ago and just now had the time to go ahead and get this done. But as you can see, I've got the old 4x4 method and a jack. Got ramps. Of course, my safety devices are in place. This one happens to be a brick, and on the other side happens to be another 4x4. So this is what's going on here. I've got the basically access to the rear end of the transmission. This is the mount that I will be replacing. This is the cross member that it's on. Now, it's kind of an issue. I was looking around online. Wasn't really much info about doing one of these. Other than a couple people have said that they had to drop the cross member on one side, more than likely that side, because you really can't drop it from this side because it's on top of this lip here, the frame. And people were saying that with the jack in place and everything disconnected here, meaning these two nuts from the bottom of the mount, that they couldn't lift it up enough in order to get it out. I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot and just disconnect these two, take out these two nuts here, and then we'll see what's going to happen. I need to hire a cameraman, boys. So, that was easier than expected. Get off of there. I also did this job on a 92 Ranger with the same exact transmission, the A4LD. This is a fully mechanical transmission, which I believe has a electronic overdrive. It's not like the 4R55Es that they put in the 95s and up, which were fully electronic. I mean, I guess this isn't fully mechanical, seeing that the overdrive gear and I believe the torque converter is actually electronic lockup too. I don't know that offhand, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Anyways, that'll be another project for another day. The rear seal is leaking on the tail, so I'm not too worried about that right now. I just want to get this damn mount changed out. So enough bullshitting. Let's see if I can get the jack up any higher. About as high as she'll go. I think it's bottoming out on the underbody of the cab. Hopefully with those two removed, I can kind of slide it out. I really don't want to remove this cross member if I don't have to. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. I do have a very long breaker bar that I could use for this. The things I do for you guys. You guys are getting the creeper and I'm getting the ground. So you guys can see everything. That's two. And it's indeed a 19. Thankfully I have this. Let's see if you can get away with using an extension. Nope. Shit, I don't even know if this damn thing will fit in there. Hope it will. Barely. The thing is, I just need to kind of crack it like that. Because after you crack it and you loosen it a bit, it's definitely a lot easier to get that done. And by the way, it's always a good idea to wear gloves, especially if you have a catalytic converter that wants to burn the living shit out of your fingers or hand or arm. Always take care not to touch these bastards. This one's gonna play ball today. So we got one bolt out. And we have this one, which might need a couple more spins on this. Oh yeah, that's handy. Let's see if that gave me enough room to. And so off camera, I just took the bolt out. So now we have our mount. And there it is. Forget taking the cross member off. You don't need to, as long as you have the right tools. Let's compare this to the new one. Definitely looks a little bad. It's not the worst I've seen. However, when it was still connected, both of these were pointed down, like this whole, yeah, that's definitely bad. That's why both of these, it was kind of making an arrow pointing down just because this was, you know, had all the weight on it. So let's go ahead and throw that aside and get our new one. Now we have our new mount. It goes back in like so. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that bolt in first. It goes through there. Put that other bolt in right here. Cinch them up with this. Okay, so we got bolt number one. We got our shackle for the exhaust. That one's threaded in. Okay, now here's the fun part. Hopefully I don't knock over the camera. That's been known to happen more than once. Get our long-handled ratchet back in. I'm just gonna thread this one in a little bit more by hand. Now it'll cooperate because that side's more level. Lower the jack kind of slow. I'm laying down up here so I can see. So it is in place. Go ahead and grab our nuts. Cinch them back down and on. It could have been a much harder, more difficult job. Took literally half the time because I did that.